Good evening, everyone. Here we are for another reveal. This is reveal number 419. It's a 1960D original machine wrapped roll. We're looking for a bunch of goodies, hoping to come out with a roll that's somewhat similar to the roll that we had last week. Really nice roll last week, 1960D. This is not the same source. It is a different source, but you never know what you're going to end up with out of one of these. So how about we go ahead, open up, see what we get. Let me find my roll opener here. There we go. There we go. Get in here and pry at the end of the roll. Get that end unraveled. Go for the other end now. And wrapper over the coins. We are in a position this evening where we're going to do 2 reveals, or is it 3? I already can't remember. I think I got 2 reveals scheduled for tonight, plus a roll dig, and a roll dig is going to be Carl's 1970S roll. We'll be doing that after 2 reveals. And so here we go. And off we go with Malcolm coin number 1. And here we are. Let's see what Malcolm's coin number 1 brings us. Well, it is a 1960D. That's a good first little step. Let's back out some. Want to see the details on the coin, not the molecular structure of the copper. There we go. Got some nice toning on this one. This is an end of an original roll, so that will make a big difference in the color of the coin sometimes. But we have no variety on this one. I'm going to take a look at the reverse of the first 10 coins, even though 1960D is not really well known for double die reverses. We are going to check the first 10 coins in the roll because we are. So that's coin number 1 for Malcolm. Nothing particularly special there, but let's check coin number 2, Mr. McBride, and see what Mr. McBride pulls out of this. And everything about this roll is a surprise to me, as it is to you. This one is a split lower serif RPM. Split lower serif RPM here from Mr. McBride. It's got a very heavy die scratch shooting straight north out of the 6, so that's going to be something we'll be able to, well, it isn't straight north, it's kind of northeast. But that's going to be something that we can use further on down to let us know that other coins that we pull are from the same die. What did I see up there? Nothing. Okay. Now let's look at the reverse on this one, as we will the other 8 coins following it. Hang on a second. Let me get my... There we go. Oh, it helps when you can see what you're doing. All right, I've got nothing here on coin number 2. Let's go ahead on to coin number 3. You found a silver penny last weekend. Silver penny? That would do. 1 reveal at a time. That's exactly right. Let's see. Silver penny. Give me more info. Did you weigh it? If you did, what did it weigh? There we go. Get that. There is a very, very slight lower split serif on this, but I'm just not going to be able to count this one as much of anything. So we'll keep looking, see what else we see on here. Got nothing left on the obverse to look at here. Let's take a look at the reverse and see what we can see, if anything. I'm glad you guys are here to watch this evening. I appreciate your attendance. If you appreciate the show and appreciate this channel, how about throwing me a like? Just hit that little like button. The thumbs up. Doesn't cost you anything, but it costs me if you don't. Kind of the way that works. Got 14 watching and only 6 likes. There's 8 now. Okay, we're coming up in the numbers. Here is coin number 4 for Carl. And Carl will get... Well, it's a split lower serif. That's that same one that we found before. It's got that same die scratch. I can't remember which coin that was, and I didn't pull it out, so let me find it here. I think that was going to be coin number 2, Joe McBride. Okay. And coin number 1 was the one that had nothing, but it was a nice toner. Well, I got to get on my job here. Well, Linda's that been turned in and slabbed up by NGC and PCGS for silver penny errors. Okay, well, there could possibly be such thing as a silver error or a silver penny. Silver, you can mint a Lincoln cent on a silver dime planchet. Hey, look at that. That's an error right there. No, not an error. Darn it. That is actually damage caused by the, probably by the feeder at the mint. But my questions would be a little more specific as to how much it weighs. You say 2.5. 2.5 is not going to be silver. 2.5, what year is it? I guess I missed what year it is. There's a lot of things that need to be figured out before we just go with that doesn't exist. It could. Hello, Joe. Here's coin number 5 now. Coin number 5 for Adam Chambers, also known as Coins and Ghouls. See nothing here on the obverse. Let's check the reverse real quick. Well, Travis, I'm not here trying to tell you that you don't have what you say you have. I'm trying to figure out what it is. If you could just answer the questions. I need to know how much it weighs. I need to know what year it was made in. And I need to know whether it looks gray or silver. Didn't have anything else on that one. Okay. In 1982, that weighs 2.5 grams would be a zinc cent, and it's probably an unplated or a stripped zinc cent. Zinc is silver in color. Number 6 goes to Chuck Patillo. But it is not silver. There is no way that your coin is silver because it weighs 2.5 grams. Silver is heavier than that. So it could be an unplated zinc cent. For 1984, okay. I wouldn't doubt that you have an unplated 1984 zinc cent. But it is definitely not silver. Well, 2.5 would be the correct weight. 2.5 or thereabouts would be the correct weight for a zinc cent, plated or unplated, as on the normal plated 1982 cent, only 2.5% of the mass of the coin is actually copper. The other 97.5% is pure zinc, which is silver in color. And that if you have a 1984 cent that weighs 2.5 grams or anything near it, well, see, now if it's 3.1 and it's 1984, then it is a 1984 cent that has been plated in something rather thick. Because 3.1 grams is not normal for 1984 at all. It's very heavy for a 1980, 0.6 grams off, which would tell me that it's been plated with something. It's a normal coin that's been plated, perhaps a science experiment or something to that effect. But being that it is the wrong color and it is very much overweight, we're talking about a coin that has been plated, not a mint error. And there are plenty of those out there too. A lot of people plated coins just to be plating them. There's another one of our RPMs. You can tell by that nifty little die scratch popping up off the 6. Well, even if it's thick because it's been plated. So that's the thing about coins and figuring out the mystery on anything that could be an error coin is that usually the easiest and simplest answer is the correct answer. And the easiest and simplest answer for a coin that's the wrong color is that it's been messed with. So prove that it hasn't been messed with. That's what you're looking for. You're not proving that it has been. Prove that it hasn't. Prove that there's something else going on. And you could do that by, you could send it in for certification if you wanted to, but I wouldn't bother because it sounds to me like it's just a messed with coin. Now, if I could see a photo of it, that would make it that much easier for me to tell for sure, because I can tell you a plated coin from anything. Plated coins are very easy to spot. Another RPM. This one's got north and south die scratches throughout the date area. Alright, so this is yet another different RPM for this roll. I don't know which one. I don't know them that well that I can just immediately pop off which one is which on these minor ones. The minor ones are a lot more difficult to attribute. But this is an RPM. You can see it on the lower serif. Lower serif is pretty well split. And so that's coin number 9. Now coin number 10 goes to Otis. And so far, okay, there we go. Same die as the last coin. Have another split lower serif. But it is the same die as the last coin. We've got the same die scratches. You've got a number of north and south die scratches in and below the date area, along with a few angled die scratches up above. number 11, Stanley. Not an RPM here. Well, checking this for a double die reverse just in case. And check this real quick here. Yep, got nothing here. So that's for Stanley. Now number 12, DN. It's another of the same die. Same die, got a die scratch running off the top of the one. Not gonna be anything, unfortunately. And now number 13, one for Crispy. And nothing there on the mint mark. Let's take a look at the date and the motto and Liberty. Nothing there. All right, that'll be coin number 13. Now number 14. This one's for Eric. And this one is also not an RPM. Got the same die gouge in the throat on these other coins that I've seen. Hello, Carl. Coin number 13 is not an RPM. There's number 15, Mr. Morrell. Tell you what. There, that way Alex Taylor won't be bothering us anymore. I'm not going to have someone arguing with me over what I've been doing for 45 years. It was kind of easy, wasn't it? And we got Adam. Adam up next. I'm all up for a little constructive criticism, but blind argument for the sake of arguing just to cause an issue in the chat is not welcome. Adam's got that die gouge again, so it's going to be a nothing, just like coin number 13 was. This is the same die. It is not an RPM. Yeah, 4 in a row. Same die. Sometimes amazing. What? Did I get another one? Let's see. There's another one for Eric. Let's change a little luck here, Eric. Come on. Get me an RPM or something. It's not the same die again. But this... It is an RPM. I see that little fleck thing coming off the bottom of the D. Definitely a little RPM there. Hello, Starbuck. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you are doing well as well, my good sir. I know that you garnered new employment, and are you enjoying your new employment? I may need to go back and look at a couple of the other coins or have Eric do it, but this is Eric's coin, and it is a minor double die, or a minor RPM. I'm sorry, not double die. Here's Gulf Coast. Gulf Coast gets one now. Let's see what Gulf Coast gets. This one is not an RPM. This one is a normal coin here. Awesome. Love that. Not necessarily that you're busy, but busy is a good thing sometimes, you know? I kind of like being busy sometimes. Makes the day go by faster. But then there's times where I'm so busy and the day goes by so fast, I wish I had more time to get it done, you know, because I enjoy doing it so much. It's like I can spend an entire day just working. Here's one for Dennis. Dennis Paulson. What do we got for Dennis? Well, it looks... It looked like it could have been a minor RPM, but it is not. Starbuck brother, anything you can do to keep that ticker in good shape. Tell you what, you had me worried back when you were having heart problems. I'm just glad that's all over with. Kelly Ray! Our sweet Kelly Ray, the stories were getting around that you weren't with us anymore. Had me worried to death. I'd do anything I could to get a hold of you. Wanted to make sure that there was no way that was true. Yeah, what a mess. I'd be ready to debone somebody, going around telling everybody I'm dead. This one's definitely one of our second RPM out of the roll. Well, we love you, and we're greatly gladful that you're still here. Gladfully grateful. There we go. Something like that. Try to make a nice big word out of it, and it just turns into alphabet soup on me. This one's not an RPM. This is going to have the little mark in the throat area. This is a gouge in the throat, die gouge in the throat area. Yeah, it was way not nice. Well, evidently someone who went by the name Kelly Ray did pass away. And so somebody got it into his brain that it was our Kelly Ray and decided to spread the word that she had died. And of course she hadn't come to one of my auctions and hadn't been to any of the reveals lately, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I hope nothing happened to her, really. I mean, it's like, seriously, she seemed to be pretty healthy last time I saw her around. Of course, you never know online, though. I mean, you know, people could be very unhealthy and still be able to show up online. You know, it doesn't take a track runner to be able to get on the internet, so I'm thinking, I just hope she's okay. You didn't know you were supposed to be dead until after Mother's Day? Well, good Lord, Kelly. You need to get with it, all right? You got to know what you're doing. You going to be going to the fun show? If you're going to be going to the fun show, we're going to have to meet up. I'll be there with Eric and a few of the other busybody guys. It's up in Orlando. It's at the Orange County Convention Center in South Hall 1. You can't go to the fun show? It's just the fun show. It's on a Saturday. You can go on Saturday and have fun. I won't be there on Saturday, though. I think I'm just going to do Thursday and Friday, and I'm going to take off. Okay, there's another RPM. This one, it's definitely an RPM. And I'll show you what I'm seeing, because it may be a little hard for you to detect, but I'm definitely seeing the RPM. I'm sure Eric can probably see it, but I want to show everybody. I want everybody to see this. See that little flange hanging off the bottom of the D there? That is definitely another lower serif down there. This right here, that's definitely an RPM. Hello, Paul Hampton. Post office stopped delivering your mail because he thought you died. Tell them mind their own business. Okay, so a topic for discussion, something I need to ask you guys about, because I had a friend come to me and ask me about it, and I wasn't 100% sure. Has anyone here heard, one way or the other, whether the post office will cover collectible coins when you insure the package? You insure the package, do they cover it if it's collectible coins? You got 2 dogs you didn't want. Oh my gosh. I know exactly how that works. That's happened before. Here's another one of our first die of the roll with that split lower serif and the little thingy coming off the 6. All right. Haven't had to deal with that one yet. Well, it's not that I'm really worried about having to claim something. It's just that if they don't and won't cover purchases made by people, then I'll have to find an outside insurer to pay to insure my more valuable packages, because I, as a sole proprietor business person, cannot necessarily afford to just self-insure everything. This looks strangely like a odd and weak RPM, but it does. That's weird. I don't know of one like this, so I'm thinking I might be seeing a raised bunch of material right here and right here, kind of like 1964 DRPM number 4. I don't know if that's raised or not. It could just be like a stain. Yeah, I think I'm going to lean in the direction of stain. What do you mean by that, Eric? Something in the wording? There's another one of our RPMs. You can even see it with the light so dark. You can still see it. Right down here, right on the bottom of the mint mark, there's that extra little piece that sticks out. That's definitely a lower serif. Get my lighting a little better. See it down there? Pretty easy to see there. I'm not really sure what I was seeing on that other coin. We'll just we'll have to take another look at it when I can get 2 eyeballs on it instead of 1 camera. Usually when I can see them in stereo vision, makes it a little better, a little easier to deal with. We back out on this just a little bit too close. There we go. That's better. All right. Now coin number 27, Taco John. Taco John. Another one. Got another one of those little RPMs. They only cover the value of the coin, not what it's worth. Somebody told me that when I sent my first package. Do you mean the face value? Because I don't think they cover cash at all. What I was kind of thinking is if it's a product, you purchased a product, that product cost a certain amount of money, and I have a receipt to show that you paid that kind of money, and I'm insuring it for the amount that you paid for it, or less, then there shouldn't be any qualm about them covering it. Because, well, they can't discriminate against what kind of business you do. And if you're insuring the package against loss and they can show it was delivered, then you've got nothing to cover. But if they can't show that it was delivered, then it's on them, not on you. I would think legally they don't have a place to stand when it comes to trying to say they're not going to cover your coins because it's spendable money. Well, I don't care if it's spendable money or not. It's still collectible and it has more value. Hello, Ant. Yeah, I got nothing on this one. Yep, another one of the ones with a gouge in the throat area. Okay, this one's for Carl. One for Marshall now. New Marshall hadn't been around in a little while. I'm glad he's back. Like to see our brother and sister collectors coming back once in a while just to say hi, even if they don't actually get anything. I mean, it's just a matter of keeping in touch with our friends, you know. I saw a little bit going on the lower serif on this one. I just don't know if this is going to be really kind of what we're looking for, you know what I'm saying? But I did see something going on with the lower serif. Just a little bit, I think. Maybe. No. Just not enough there. Not nothing there. How about number 31, Penny Hoarder? That's one of our little RPMs right there. Heck, this one could be one of the listed ones that's tough to find because it's tough to identify, that's for sure. I keep seeing a little bit of something on the bottom of the B over here too. That may actually be a real minor double die. A little bit of extra stuff on the bottom of the B. Can't really see it at all angles. Right there you can see just a little bit of fluff on the bottom of the B. And probably not enough to list as anything, but it appears to be there anyway. Let's see what Sissy said about that. You took your sales slip and receipt to prove value on a package and you were covered? see what we have here. This one's going to go to Taco John. It appears to be a normal coin. I will look anyway. One more to the other. And looks like we got nothing going on with this one. So now on to coin number 34. I'm sorry, 33. On to coin number 33. Penny Hoarder. Coin number 33. Got one of the first RPM in the roll. You can see that split lower serif and the die scratch coming off the 6 of the date. So we'll put that in stack number 1. Number 34, Malcolm. Malcolm now on number 34. Coin number 34 does not have anything on it. I don't think. No, it doesn't. So it's going to turn out to be a normal coin. Is this? Yeah, this is the die gouge in the throat. Now see, this one definitely kind of smacks of something going on in the upper right corner of the D mint mark there. We're going to have to check these again real closely. So I think we may have some stuff here that I'm not necessarily catching. Now, see, that's my thing. If you tell somebody you're shipping coins, then you tell somebody you're shipping pennies or something like that, and they're going to be like, "Oh, well, yeah, they're 1 cent a piece." There's another one of our RPMs. That's the third RPM for the roll. This one's going to Penny Hoarder. Well, see, I don't think the postal system would be that way with items shipped from a business for which there is a receipt. There you go. Another one of our RPM number 1s. So if this were my coin and I sold it to you for $5, the post office can't say, "Oh, well, that's a penny. It's only worth 1 cent." No, not really. Is that the same as all the stamps you guys sold over all those years that are only worth their face value? Well, if I had an 1875 stamp that had George Washington on it, you're going to tell me that it's not covered for anything but the 1 cent face value? What is the ruling, Eric? Section 4.1G. What does Section 4.1G say, pray tell? There's another one of our RPMs. This roll's full of RPMs. This is minor ones, but they're full. I think there are 2 splits, Paul. I think you're right on that. There's a split actually on the serif, and then there's another one below. Right, but I think their argument, Kelly, is about the value of said coins. There's another one of our first die from the roll. For stamps and coins of philatelic and numismatic fair market values determined by a recognized stamp or coin deal occurrence. So yes, they do cover them. Current and prior to the mailing date. Okay, well, that's exactly what I needed to hear. So numismatic items are covered as long as there is, and you're going to have a receipt from a verified dealer. I don't know if I don't really ever advertise this, but I am an ANA Life member, and you don't just become an ANA Life member. It doesn't work that way. You have to be trustable to be an ANA Life member. Alright, this one. See that little thing on the top serif that may be doubling, but it doesn't really look like it? I've seen that a couple of different times now. I don't know if that's going to be anything we're going to be able to do much with or not. It would be a D over D over D if we could for sure prove that we had 3 Ds. And you can buy additional insurance. That is true. You could go insurance through ShipSaver, Pirate Ship, or some of the other different companies that do private insurance on your mailables. Score number 41 for Joe McBride. Okay, this is another one of our little RPMs that we have been discussing, so I'm going to bring this one up a little closer so we can take a better look at the splits. Yeah, this is a triple. There it is right there. You've got one serif here, one serif here, and one serif over here. That is a triple. So Paul was right, as is Carl. D over D over D. Paul, gray sheet values are only dealer to dealer transactional. So basically any acceptable price guide, any market acceptable price guide would be usable for something like that. You are correct, Carl. That is what this is. It's got 3 Ds. 3 little Ds. So it is a D over D over D, split lower serif, and a south. And see, here's another one with that little split at the top, and this one appears to have a minor split at the bottom too. So we're going to have to watch this real closely. I think we have many more RPMs than I have been pulling. Here's one for Dennis now. See, as we get toward the end of the roll, we get used to looking at the different coins, and we kind of know what we've got and don't got. What we've got and don't got. This one is not an RPM. Eric will catch all of them coming out. That's why Eric does this job, because Eric is good at it. I'm just the guy with a good voice that comes on and shows you the coins. He's the one who knows what they are. This one is another one of the first RPMs out of this roll. So this will go on stack number 1. Strike It Rich is definitely a good book. Here's another one for Sissy. Coin number 45 now. 45. Haven't seen this die in this roll. A lot of die scratches around the date. Not an RPM though. Also not a double die, so. Right, exactly, Paul. Not earth-shattering die varieties, but there's a lot of them. And a lot of times, especially for the 1960D, when you find the ones that seem pretty minor, sometimes they're the ones that Kaneka's known about for many years and has published for many years. that are the ones nobody seems to have because, well, they're kind of hard to find because they're kind of hard to see. So some of these minor RPMs are actually the ones everybody's really after and doesn't know it. Gulf Coast up next. Got nobody on this one. Oh yeah, it's got the throat gouge. A throat gouge is definitely not a die variety. Here's number 48 for Malcolm. Malcolm up next here. And yeah, it's also nothing. Another minor bummer. It's probably got the gouge in the throat. It does. Number 49. Number 49 goes to Dennis. And what does Dennis get? He gets one of our first RPMs for the roll with that 6. The die gouge or scratch coming off the 6. So there is that. Yet another RPM for us to add to the stacks. I think we're going to be near 50-50 on this, especially if I were to go back through and pull out all of the questionable coins that could possibly be RPMs. Yeah, we might be close to 50-50 on this. So there's a second successful 1960D roll in a pretty short period of time. That's not necessarily saying that the next one will be too, but I'm certainly a little more excited about the prospect of getting into another 1960D roll pretty soon. And that is it with that. We do have a 61D coming up this week, but for now, we're going to stick with the today things to do. And the today things to do are a 1956D roll. We've got a 56D coming up next, and then after that, well, we're going to get out Carl's 1970S roll and see what comes out of the 1970S roll. Here's our die number ones. Not die number one, but actually die number one for this roll. There's 49, 44, 39, 37, 33, 24, 8, 4, and 2. And for the die number 2 out of this roll, there's 3 coins, 20, 10, and 9. Now the third variety out of the roll was this, 41, 38, 36, 31, 27, 26, 23, and 17. And we had one little straggler here. This is coin number 42. We'll get all these looked at for what they may or may not be. And I'm going to take off of here right now, go get myself ready for reveal number 420. You guys can go back out to the channel, go into reveal number 420, find it, and be in there waiting for me, and I'll be there in about 10 minutes. I appreciate it, folks. I'll talk to you guys in just a little while.